What up? What up? Oh, my bad. Damn. I'm on Instagram. My bad. Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. Marlon Speaks Live. Sitting up here watching this Charlie Kirk bad connection. Yeah, sitting up here watching this Charlie Kirk memorial, and it feel like it's full of rage, as something somebody dying tragically like that, you gonna have that at a funeral where somebody died tragically. So, it makes sense that people upset, you know what I mean? A young man being taken away so young, but it's I don't know, it just feel like these people using his death as like propaganda, man. Man, like I don't know if I could have my loved one being I probably wouldn't even have them associated with no organization or group, but man, like these people, like it really kind of show you how far out there these people are. It just really kind of give you some insight on how far out these people are, man. Right now, it's boy, I mean, a funeral can, like, man, I never saw a funeral that can be interpreted like this with all of these wicked people that really seem like they just put here to try to terrorize black people. I mean, I don't even know no other way to say it. But let's play Stephen Miller. If y'all don't know who he is the architect of Project 2025. Big head, ugly dude, looked like he never had no girls in high school. Looked like he, was a virgin till probably a year ago. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's play this clip of Stephen Miller at the funeral.
Hello, Turning Point. Hello, Patriots. Hello to our fearless president, Donald J. Trump. And hello to millions of Americans all across this land who are gathered in sadness and sorrow to mourn Charlie Kirk, but also to dedicate ourselves to finishing his mission and achieving victory in his name.
What? Let me break that down. What victory do these people think that what fight? Like, I don't even know what fight they think they in. Like I said on previous videos, man, these people are at a fight with themselves. Like, all the fight that they got is them, their worst version versus their best version. And they don't even know. All they got to do is start just praying, man. Just pray, like, sincerely, not PREY, PRAY. Pray, get in tune with yourself. These people, man, they showing that they want to show the best. I mean, the worst version of themselves. That's all they want to do.
Okay, the day that Charlie died, the angels wept, but those tears have been turned into fire in our hearts.
See that right?
And that fire burns.
That right there tell you they can't be sincere, man. You can't be sincere talking about some angels, man, and fire at the same time, bro. That's a storm right there. He just basically explained what's going on in their party. A big old storm, bro. Big old storm. And it's just a big storm. Fire and angels. That sound to me like hell and heaven. Yeah. Hell and heaven mixed in one, and that's a storm. That's confusion. Wow.
With a righteous fury that our enemies cannot comprehend or understand.
Yeah, he don't even know his enemy is his enemy is himself. He think his enemy is black people when really his enemy is himself. This dude been spewing a whole lot of hate and rhetoric for a long time. Yep. Big head, ugly dude.
When I see Erica and her strength and her courage, I'm reminded of a famous expression. The storm whispers to the warrior that you cannot withstand my strength. And the warrior whispers back, I am the storm. Erica is the storm. We are the storm.
Yeah.
And our enemy.
Violent. All he's spewing is violence. That's what he want. That's what all the MAGA want. They want violence. That's what they represent. That's it. So it's sad that this young man died violently, and then all the people at his funeral represent that. And it's like they're not gonna learn. They're not gonna learn. They're not gonna learn.
Enemies cannot comprehend our strength, our determination, our resolve, our passion. Our lineage and our legacy hails back to Athens.
Yeah, no, it don't. It hails back to Africa, you dummy. You originally come from Africa, just like he know that. Look at his big head, but he's smart. He know that all of humankind DNA go back to Africa.
To Rome, to Philadelphia, to Monticello. Our ancestors built the cities. They produced the art and architecture.
Our ancestors built the city. Black, melanated people built all them cities. Yeah. Slaves built this, all the early architecture. Yeah, no, they didn't. But guess what? We are one people. So yeah, we did build it. Yep, his ancestors did, but we are one thing.
They built the industry. Erica stands on the shoulders of thousands of years of warriors, of women who raised up families, raised up city, raised up industry, raised up civilization, who pulled us out of the caves and the darkness into the light. The light will defeat the dark.
Let me stop there. So the light is actually the melanated. We represent the light. If you are light, you represent the dark. The only way we get somebody that look like him, is if they were in the light. So if you white, you really represent the dark. You don't become light. You don't become white unless you don't have no sunlight. You have to be where it ain't no sun for a long time to get that color. So if y'all don't know, all we are is an illusion. Everything you see isn't real. It's an illusion. So you really have to think while you're using your eyes. You can't just believe everything you see. So, like I said, if you white, you represent dark, not being around sun. If you're dark, you represent the sun. You represent the light. This is light. This is melanin. Melanin communicates with the light. It communicates with the sun. That's what this melanin is. For all of y'all that don't know, especially the people with melanin that see this video, you represent the sun. That's how you got so dark, because we was exposed to the light for a long time. So yeah, he right, but he believe in what he see. He don't know how to read between the lines.
We will prevail over the forces of wickedness and evil.
Okay, yeah. So the wickedness is that them thoughts that they got in their head, the misconception, they've been led astray. That's the wickedness. So, like I said earlier, these people are at war with themselves. It's they've been fed some real dark, stuff about everybody else and don't know the truth about themselves. They've been fed lies about everybody else and don't know the truth about themselves. That's what's missing. They don't know who they are.
They cannot imagine what they have awakened. They cannot conceive of the army that they have arisen in all of us. Because we stand for what is good, what is virtuous, what is noble.
Same thing Hitler was saying. Who you trying to convince, bro? You ain't convincing us.
And to those trying to incite violence against us, those trying to foment hatred against us, what do you have? You have nothing. You are nothing.
We lie.
You are wickedness. You are jealousy. You are envy. You are hatred. You are nothing. You can build nothing. You can produce nothing. You can create nothing. We are the ones who build. We are the ones who create.
No,
we are the ones who lift up humanity.
If it wasn't us, wouldn't be no you,
thought you could kill Charlie Kirk? You have made him immortal.
That energy into
you have immortalized Charlie Kirk.
Like
and now millions will carry on his legacy.
Man, that's why I don't like crime, man.
And we will devote the rest of our lives
I know.
to finishing the causes for which Charlie gave his last measure of devotion. You cannot defeat us. You cannot slow us. You cannot stop us. You cannot deter us. We will carry Charlie and Erica in our heart every single day and fight that much harder because of what you did to us.
And nobody did.
You have no idea the dragon you have awakened. You have no idea how determined we will be to save this civilization, to save the West, to save this republic.
Let your momentum carry.
Because our children are strong, and our grandchildren will be strong, and our children's children's children will be strong. And what will you leave behind? Nothing. Nothing.
I got everything.
To our enemies, you have nothing to give. You have nothing to offer. You have nothing to share.
I love
bitterness.
I love my family.
We have beauty. We have light. We have goodness. We have determination. We have vision. We have strength.
But I don't think
we built the world that we inhabit now, generation by generation.
To me, like you're not convinced, and you want to convince yourself that you doing all of this. You don't have none of that. Because if you did, it'd speak for itself. You wouldn't have to talk about it. Anybody that sit and talk about what they got, they don't got nothing. It got them. So yeah, this dude confused, all his people confused. I'm glad that I'm able to see this, man. They really sharing everything in their minds now. All the gloves off. This is a gift to all of us, so we can see how wicked these people are. We can see. Right, they're not our enemies, but apparently we are their enemies. So that's what's going on. When you know that you somebody's enemy, even though they're not your enemy, you actually have an advantage over them. You have an advantage over anybody that proclaim you to be their enemy, but they're not your enemy. Like he's not my enemy, but he's saying with these words that we're his enemy. So be it, man. What they say in Florida, stand your ground.
And we will defend this world. We will defend goodness. We will defend light. We will defend virtue. You cannot terrify us. You cannot frighten us. You cannot threaten us. Because we are on the side of goodness. We are on the side of God. And to my friend Charlie.
If you got to keep saying you on the side of goodness, it's obvious you're not. Who are you trying to convince, man? You're not convincing us. We don't believe you.
To my brother Charlie, I know you are looking at us right now. I know you're watching Erica right now. I know you're watching your children right now. And I promise you, my friend, I promise you, my brother,
boy, the spirit.
We will prove worthy of your sacrifice.
Spirit,
we will prove worthy of your time on earth.
Never seen.
We will make you proud. We will finish the job. We will defeat the forces of darkness and evil. And we will stand every day for what is true, what is beautiful, what is good. And we will achieve victory for our children, for our families, for our civilization, and for every patriot who stands with us. God bless you. God bless Turning Point. God bless Erica. God bless the Kirk family. God bless our heroes. And God.
He's saying that was so much hate. Anybody that say God like that, boy, that's hate. Calling on his name and screaming hallelujah when he hardly knew you. Wow. Boy. These folks, these the devil. Woo. The devil in the flesh. So yeah, let me go back to this video I just saw with a Afro think tank. Yeah, that's his name, Afro think tank.
Afro think tank. Today I want to talk about that that Klan rally that was posing as Charlie Kirk's memorial. So if y'all didn't know, they had a large Charlie Kirk memorial yesterday, and it was filled with people who didn't give two shits about Charlie Kirk at all.
Exactly.
Right, taking that opportunity to squeeze as much water out of the Charlie Kirk rock as they possibly could. Right, and you know, during a day, during a time when it's supposed to be a memorial, you know, it's supposed to be remembering the person for who they were and this and that, and you know, even though Charlie Kirk was a piece of shit, racist neo-Nazi, right? He was the second coming of Rush Limbaugh. Everybody remember Rush Limbaugh? Rush Limbaugh was the guy. He was the number one guy that would do all this, but it was on AM radio. I used to listen to AM radio. I used to listen to Rush Limbaugh every day because I wanted to know what the enemy was saying.
Exactly.
But see, Rush Limbaugh was much smarter than the rest of them, and he stayed for the most part in his lane. You know, he just talked his shit, and he talked to his subscribers. He talked to the people who listen to him on the AM side of the radio. He talked to them like they were dumb, right? Because Rush Limbaugh was very intelligent, right? He knew exactly what he was doing. And he was competing with the rest of the conservative, racist shock jocks, right? Like Sean Hannity. He was competing with Sean Hannity. The only reason Sean Hannity is number one now is because Rush Limbaugh died a violent, sickly death, right? Which I would say he deserved. You know, if somebody deserved to die a violent, sickly death, you know, in the manner in which they did, it was Rush Limbaugh. You know, I mean, nature took him out the way, you know, he ran his mouth and his throat. I think he died that way. It was something terrible, right? And you got Michael Savage and all these different AM radio hosts who are still on the AM side, by the way, who catered to all those poor white truckers, right? Who would be on the road all day, fat white truckers in the middle of America. You know, he catered to their mental illness of racism and misogyny and things like that, right? And that's what the AM side radio was for, right? But then when social media came along, you know, they got some young blood to get out there and do it on you know, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and all that shit, right? So anyway, back to this Klan rally, right, where they had all of Trump's administration, right, which is weird, right? Because they didn't have any of this for the two politicians, the Democratic politician and their husband or wife, I don't know, you know, who got murdered, who actually got assassinated by a crazy ass MAGA nut, right, who decided to kill the politicians for political reasons. That was a real assassination. Charlie Kirk didn't get assassinated. He got murdered by a white dude who didn't like what he was saying, right? Charlie Kirk wasn't big enough to be assassinated. He wasn't that damn important. Like, you know, he was talking a lot of shit, but to be honest, Charlie Kirk is bigger now than he ever was when he was alive. Like, to be honest, like Charlie Kirk was just a successful social media YouTuber who
I
who they
didn't
was
know who
growing to be
Charlie
something
Kirk
long term.
was
Like he was on his way,
till he died.
but you know, at this
Most black
moment,
people
he wasn't
didn't know
really
who he
shit.
was
You
till
know what
he
I'm saying?
died.
Just like Candace Owens, he was right there. You know, a little bit above Candace Owens as far as money and organization, but you know, he wasn't. You know, he was just some white dude talking misinformation, disinformation, and racist Nazi rhetoric. Right? Like a lot of them are on there doing, right? Some got the Jewish aesthetic, some got the non-Jewish aesthetic. That's the thing. You got the white supremacists who love, support, or get lots of money from the Jews. And then you got the white supremacists who don't love the Jews. None of them, this thing, none of these fake Christians like the Jews. They just need the Jews to stay there so they can die later. So Jesus will come and smite them. Matter of fact, the Christians and the Muslims are waiting for their Messiah to come back to kill the Jews who are supposed to, and the Jews are they're waiting for their Messiah, which happens to be the Antichrist, you know, as far as the Muslims and the Christians are concerned. So the Muslims and the Christians are waiting for their Messiahs to come back, you know, to kill the Antichrist, which is the Jewish Messiah. It's fucking Abraham.
It's just all crazy. When really, we go right in their face. Everything that they've been looking for. Yeah, we are God to all the other races of people. That while they beefing over where they was created, how they was created, here we go. We are the seed of them. While they looking for Christ and looking for basically they maker, looking for who they maker is, here we go. DNA proves we are their maker. So yeah, that's why I say we God. Yeah, we are God. Literally. Yeah. Not in the sense of like I'm the Messiah or any other black person is the Messiah, but that's where our whole culture is God to every other race of people. Without us, it wouldn't be no them. So all that doctrine, all the books and all that studying, everything, y'all can stop doing that. Now we have proof where y'all come from. Y'all the only ones going crazy over these books, these religious books, all the non-black people. Y'all the only ones that want to destroy the world basically over false ideology. It's sad, man. Man, just accept the fact that we all come from Africa.
Religion and shit is just all fucking. It's all Marvel and DC. All right,
Yeah.
that's what the fuck that shit is. But anyway, so Donald Trump. Well, of course he got to speak last, right? No, but before Donald Trump, the rest of Donald Trump neo-Nazi right-wing racist administration took the opportunity to try to snag Charlie Kirk's fan base. Now, I do believe that there were some people in the crowd who actually cared, right, about Charlie Kirk, and they tried to make it Christian-like, right? That's the thing about their Christianity. You can tell there's no God there. You can tell there's absolutely no God. There was no God in that arena. There was no God in that event. Just like every time I go to a white church, I've been to white churches. I've never felt God in there.
I've been.
Right? I felt people pretending.
Never felt
like God was there. I felt people wishing God was there, but somehow God never showed up. Right? But what I do feel is the devil, most definitely. And I swear they do. I don't know what Jesus and what God they worshiping, but it ain't the one that black folks worship. I saw some coons up in there too. A bunch of coons up in there, you know, black people who still, you know, even the black people that go to these type of events that still, despite everything that's going on, that wants to pretend like Charlie Kirk wasn't a piece of shit racist that took every opportunity to denigrate black people or to disrespect black people and disrespect the dead black people.
Man, if they have a Charlie Kirk day, that's going to be National Hate Day. Just like the exact opposite of Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King always felt like that was love. They always took that day off and reflected about who are the people that I love, right? I always felt like Martin Luther King Day represented pure love. This guy day is going to be pure hate, and I refuse to take a day off to think about who I hate. I am going to work. I will never take that day off. I'm going to get my little double time or triple time, whatever that day is. I'm going to get paid I'm gonna come to work and get paid. I'm never taking if they make a national holiday for Charlie Kirk, I'm never taking that day off ever. And if I see any person that look like me taking it off, we might not be friends no more.
Right? That's he literally did. Like, it's all on camera. That's the thing about it. There's no nuance here. We don't need nuance. You just look that motherfucker up. Like, you can't even quote half his shit. All right, because it violates YouTube freaking goddamn community guidelines. All right, that's how effed up it is. And here's the thing, right? Charlie Kirk's killer was white, right? I know Charlie Kirk wishes, right, as racist as he was, he wishes his killer was black, because maybe he would have missed a shot, right? Because of DEI, because as far as Charlie Kirk's concerned, black people can't do anything. When he get on a plane and he see a black pilot, like, oh my God, I hope he's qualified. Well, something you do. I know you wish it was Charlie Kirk. Wish it was a black shooter, because maybe he would have missed, because only white people can shoot. But unfortunately for him, he got his wish. The shooter wasn't DEI. The shooter was a white Christian male, just like him. So he hit the motherfucking mark right on the target. So maybe he's right. I don't know. Shit. Right, but yeah. So every one of Charlie Kirk's administration, they went up there and they dolled themselves up, made themselves look good. They said one or two things about Charlie Kirk as if they fucking gave a fuck about him, and then they commenced to having their political speech. And then you had that fucking bald head, fucking white pale dickhead, fucking what's that motherfucker though? The one that's doing all the racist shit, the fucking one that Elon Musk goddamn is fucking his wife. I keep forgetting this fucking man. Y'all know who I'm talking about. His head, he's going bald. He's about 5 years old. He looks like he's fucking 55. He's going fucking bald. His eyes are dead. You can tell he got beat up when he was a fucking kid. You can just tell no matter how much money he ever had, he got his fucking ass whipped by some rich fucking black dude and Spanish dude. His girl's always cheating on him and shit. Like, you could just tell, like, this dude dead inside, and he's just jealous and envious of everybody that's not him. What's that motherfucker? Y'all know what I'm talking about. He went up there running his mouth talking about, we created civilization. Like, these guys think that all they got to do is just not say white people, right? They'll say everything else, and all they got to do is just not say white people, right? And they think that their code has not been broken by society, and that only the white people in the crowd get what they're saying. Dude's like, we built civilization. We're the best civilization. We're the ones who invent everything. We're the ones who do everything. We're dominant. We're superior. And I'm sitting here like, isn't this supposed to be a memorial?
Right.
Why are you talking about yourself?
Exactly.
And then all the other skeezers and scallywags got up there running their mouth, pretending like they say one or two things about Charlie Kirk, and then they went on their political tirade. They had their little moment. And then, of course, Donald Trump, he get the most.
Do that.
Now, keep in mind, Donald Trump already said, even before the memorial, he said, I'm not going to the little one. The little one is the one you're supposed to go to if you actually gave a fuck, because the little one is the real one, right? That's the personal one, right? That's the real one. But no, Trump said, I ain't going to that little motherfucker. Keep in mind, Trump didn't even give a fuck. When Charlie Kirk got assassinated and they asked how he was doing, Trump like, I'm doing fine. Shit. Man, you seen that ballroom? I'm renovating right now. Da, 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 da. Like, if not give a fuck about anybody was a goddamn person, right, it'd be Donald Trump. Donald Trump legitimately don't give a fuck. That's the thing about what make Donald Trump. That's one of the reasons why people first like him, but they didn't realize to what depth he don't give a fuck. Like, his don't give a fuck is a mental illness. All right, like it's a mental illness, right? But he went up there, said one or two things. He don't give a fuck. Like, if anybody, he's the main one who don't give a fuck about Charlie Kirk, right? Dude went up there and he just started talking about, he had a campaign. He started repeating the same stuff he always repeats on his campaign trail, right? He started talking about, and he started blaming it on the liberals. And even though clearly this dude is a conservative from a conservative town, from conservative family, and he has yet to display any semblance of liberalism. Anything. There's not a goddamn lick of evidence, iota of evidence that this dude is a goddamn liberal. And by the way, speaking of this, which could be a whole nother video, but I ain't got no more tinfoil to put on top of my head. But I'm starting to think that dude didn't even do it. Because think about this. All right. Y'all see that backpack, the first picture? The backpack, right? I'm somewhat of a professional gunfighter, right? I know a little something about weapons, scopes, and shit like that. And first of all, that shot was great. All right, that was a fucking amazing, very confident. Like whoever took that shot was 100% confident they were going to hit their target. Now, the thing about it is, with a rifle, usually before you shoot with such accuracy, you have to zero it out, right? You have to zeroing it out means you got to shoot it a couple of times in its setting to make sure that the bullet goes where the scope or the iron sight, if you use an iron sight, goes. The bullet goes where it's supposed to go. You got to, click the little dials and do this elevation, deflection, things like that, right? And usually that's after you set the gun up. Now, supposedly this dude, right, he had a whole rifle broken down, right, in his backpack. And then he assembled it, he put it together on the roof.
He didn't. Yeah.
Right. Apparently, this rifle that he used was not an easy weapon to break. You can't just break this shit down in like a minute, right? This is a difficult weapon to break down. All weapons are not meant to tactically break down and get the fuck up out of there, right? Right. So he put this whole thing in the backpack, and the backpack didn't look that big, to be honest. Right. And then he gets up there, takes the perfect shot, by the way, right? Disassembles it, puts it back in the back. No, first of all, if it's in the backpack, that means it's unzeroed. There's no way to re-zero it, before you take that last shot. So that's what confused me. So he was confident that he didn't need to zero that shit. Fuck it, right? And took the shot without the weapon not being zeroed. Perfect shot. And then somehow he jumps off the roof. And when he jumped off the roof, he didn't have a weapon, right? He didn't have a weapon. So assuming somehow he magically broke that bitch down, right? Under fire. Keep in mind, this is the first time supposedly this guy ever killed anybody, Then there's adrenaline should be pumping. Like, I know what it's like to shoot a weapon at a person, and then they you know what I mean, right? Like, I know what it feel like. I know that fight. I know, you know what I'm saying? You don't, so, and he's not exactly trained to do that, right? So we see this dude under all of that. He calmly, broke the weapon down, put it back in his backpack, jumped off the roof, because we all saw the jump off the roof shit, right? I mean, he didn't have no weapon when he jumped off the roof, and then when he ran across the parking lot. But then he all of a sudden put the weapon back together and hid it behind a tree in the woods so he can come back and get it later. And he already got away because it was his grandfather's gun. So he put it back together and propped it up on a tree or some shit just so he can come back and get it when he already had it. And then you got a picture of him at an ice cream shop and shit, like an hour later or some shit like that, just as calm. He was relaxed, but he was freaking out on a text message and wrote all these chat GPT shit. I'm surprised the fucking chat GPT didn't say the word tapestry. I'm surprised it wasn't the word tapestry in that fucking fake ass goddamn online confession that a well planned out a killer somehow wrote out while still trying to escape. Like, this shit ain't making no motherfucking sense. And then apparently some plane flew off 30 minutes after, the whole incident. And that's not supposed to happen. Like, all flights and shit is supposed to stop because there's an active shooter. But I'm just saying, my 10-4 hat, I'm just saying, the shit ain't looking right. The shit ain't adding up. The math ain't mathing. Anyway, Donald Trump get up that bitch and he made it all about him. It's all about him. Then he said that Charlie Kirk didn't like liked his political opponents. Now, Charlie Kirk looked like the type of person who's always was an asshole. Even his kids who knew him in high school say he was always a racist piece of shit, by the way. The people who knew him in high school always knew he was a racist piece of shit because he was jealous of black people. He was another one. Oh yeah, that guy, that fucking dickhead dude, Stephen fucking Miller. Stephen bitch ass, he's on site for me, bro. And that's not a threat. I'm just saying, when I see him, yeah, I got a few words I would like to say to him, right? like I'm fucking your wife type shit, right? I just want to say that I'm not fucking his wife, but you know, Elon Musk is, right?
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, Stephen fucking Miller, right? Both of them are the same. It's just that at least Charlie Kirk looked better than Stephen Miller, even though Stephen Miller looked like motherfucking butthead, bro. All they look, Stephen Miller looked like Beavis and like they both like got that Beavis and butthead look. The only difference is Charlie Kirk, you know, they put a little blazer on him, a little two-piece blazer to clean him up a little bit, but he was a fucking goofball. He was a fucking dude, he was a dickhead ass geek loser that they just cleaned up. You know what I mean? He started to spew his fucking hate and insecurities onto the world. He was relatively good at it, right? All his high school friends said he was a racist piece of shit. I mean, not friends, the people he bullied, because he was also a bully, right? So he's always been a piece of shit, right? But so Donald Trump gets up there, has the same Donald Trump, who has no vocabulary, by the way, who's been saying the same shit since he came down them golden steps. The same shit, the same speech, the same tired old ass speech. He went and did that, right? They kept panning over to the crowd. There was a lot of floor space. All right, a lot of people seemingly showed up, but there was a lot of floor space. But you know how the pictures make it look like there was a whole bunch of people there, right? But this shit in the band, did y'all hear the band? Oh, God. Listen, I don't know what it is about these soulless white people churches, but their bands be trash. The music they play is trash. It doesn't sound Christian. It has no soul. Like the music had no soul. The stage had no soul. Like nothing about that event had a soul. Freaking Donald Trump said he hates his political opponents. He hates them. This is supposed to be the president of the United States of America. And he's on stage saying he hates his political opponents.
Talking about hate.
This is the same guy who doesn't believe in freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He doesn't believe in freedom of speech. He gets media officials fired because they don't like getting talked about. Right? Like he is a true blue dictator. Donald Trump is a dictator. He said he wanted to be a dictator on day 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, like this shit is absolutely insane, the world we're living in. But yeah, that soulless fucking Klan rally, because that's what it was. It was a Klan rally with all the Klan members squeezing the juice out of Charlie Kirk's memory. But in a couple weeks, they're not even gonna fucking mention his goddamn name.
Right.
That's the thing about it. Y'all know it. Y'all know how America rolls, right? They're not gonna mention his fucking name. They can give a shit about him, right? His wife don't even seem like she gave a shit about him, which is odd, you know. But we know them white folks in them devilish areas and them, that fake Christianity they got going on and all that shit. You know, they got them arranged marriages and shit. Like you know the prayer breakfast, right? Where they force all white people to go and pay homage to like all the rich white people in suits to pretend like they're godly people, but they're not. They're like devilish people. You know, they don't even use the Bible. They got a whole nother book. It says Bible, but it's real thin. They just scrapped out all the parts that's supposed to be good, and they kept all the white supremacy parts of the Bible in there. I swear to God. They did a whole documentary about it. Like the prayer breakfast.
Wow.
They just have to reassure white supremacy every now and then to make sure everybody's a part of the club, right? The only problem is you got the Jewish part and the white Christian, we waiting for the Jews, Antichrist to come so we can kill you all part. Like them people, they be butting heads all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what you're seeing right now that's kind of like what you're seeing right now with the war between MAGA, is the Jew MAGA and the white MAGA battling each other, right? They're all white Europeans, but it's the ones pretending to be Jewish people, you know what I'm talking about. Just like you got South African whites pretending to be South African. You got New Zealand whites pretending to be fucking New Zealand and shit, doing the hockey dance and shit like that's they shit, right? You got all the Latino whites that pretend like they're not white, but they're Latino. That's why I'm like, Nick Fuentes is white. Yes, he has a Latin. Here's the thing, Nick Fuentes is white. Yes, his name is Fuentes.
European.
Fuentes is a white name because Spanish is a white European language. Because Spanish people come from Europe. They come from Spain. The only reason people speak Spanish over here is because the white people from Spain came over and conquered and enslaved them. That's why I speak English, because the white people who speak English came over and brought us over here after conquering and enslaving the Native Americans.
And I be asking Mexican people, do y'all know y'all native tongue? Like most Mexican people think that Spanish is their native tongue. And I'm like, no, Spain is in Europe. That's not your native tongue. Do you even know what your ancestors, what language they spoke? A lot of them don't know. And that's scary to me, man. Like if I'm in Africa, but you know what? I'm going to say this. a lot of African countries the same. They speak a lot of French, and they don't know their native tongue at this point. So that's just sad, man. You're supposed to hold on to your native tongue at all costs. You know, our people didn't have that luxury. We got snatched out our countries. So, you know, we don't necessarily fit into that equation. Native Americans, they should know their native tongue. Mexicans should know their native tongue. All indigenous Africans should know their native tongue.
But don't get it twisted. All the white people you see on TV that speak in Spanish, those are Europeans. Y'all need to learn what the difference between the ethnic groups and racial groups and nationality, because I swear the lack of education got y'all all fucked up, thinking that Nick Fuentes is some kind of Mexican that shouldn't be allowed to be a goddamn Nazi. He's a fucking white. God damn it. But I don't think he was there.
We'll say this.
I don't think
Spanish people were conquered by African nations. So that's why most Spanish people that's from Spain, are darker, because they do have more black blood in them from the 700 years of being under African rule. So even if they haven't directly, you know, intermingled with any Africans, that bloodline has spread throughout their whole country. You can pretty much see it. Most of them are, you know, get darker than other people. Just like in Sicily.
Nick Fuentes was there saying how Nick Fuentes is the op. You know what I'm saying? That's that white on white beef, that MAGA on MAGA beef that, you know, resulted in Charlie Kirk getting murked, you know what I'm saying, by his opposition. But anyway, I just had to talk about it. I want to talk about it. I try to look. There's a whole bunch of other racist piece of shit little tidbits I'm sure you're going to see all throughout the week. Social media people talk about, you know, what's going on, you know, at that fucking Klan rally that they call the Charlie Kirk Memorial. You'll see all the videos. I'm not gonna poison your goddamn eyeballs by letting you see that soulless event with your trash ass music. White people, you Christians got the worst fucking Christian soulless, godless music I've ever heard in my fucking life. I can't fucking stand it. I'm sorry, I said it. Y'all know I'm right. Y'all know I'm goddamn right. It fucking sounds horrible. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Free Sudan. Boycott diamonds and gold. Free Sudan. Boycott diamonds and gold.
I don't know.
We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Wait. Before you go, for all my subscribers and philanthropists out there, I'm building a solar power community water bowl system in Nigeria. It's going to cost between $5,000 and $6,000. I'm trying to raise money. If you want to participate and help me build this solar power water system, please donate to the Cash App and put solar water in the notes. Solar water in the notes. I'll put PayPal, Stripe, and Zelle. Anyway, thank you. That's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out. Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to.
All right. Let me add this. Good brother. So yeah, man, that whole demonstration, I'm glad I showed that, and I wanted to watch that video. I could have maybe clipped it up, you know, it was pretty long, I know, but I enjoyed it. I really did, man. I like my man. I watch a lot of his videos. I don't know his name, but that's his channel, Afro Think Tank. Y'all go head over there. I added the link to that video in my description. Y'all check him out. He tapped in. Guy got it going on, man. You know, he got a nice channel, nice perspective. And look, I'm out. I'm gonna come back with something different real soon. Peace.